This is the mosque that everybody in England's been talking about. From the outside, Masjid-e-Vali already makes a statement, but we're going to be stepping inside to reveal its true scale. There's a huge chandelier, a courtyard inspired by the Middle East, floating steps, hidden doors, specialist Quran storage, and so much more. This is one of Britain's most talked about masjids, and in a moment, we're going to be taking you exclusively inside. But this is not ordinary neighbourhood masjid. By day, Masjid-e-Vali dominates its surroundings, but by night, it's transformed. Its dome glows, its minarets rise above Blackburn, and the full scale of the building becomes impossible to ignore. But impressive architecture always raises questions. Who designed it? What did it take to build? And what really lies behind those doors? Well, Britain's best mosque and you are about to find out.
This is a world-exclusive tour of Masjid-e-Vali in Blackburn. We have full and official permission to tour this mosque and show you viewers at home exactly what's inside. 5 million, 6 million, or even 10 million.
They wanted something unique, and if you turn around, in particular the entrance, it is unique. I don't think you'll find anything like it in the UK. I think it's certainly over £1,200 a piece.
And there's not one in any other mosque in the country. And that one person is Zubayr Issa. And today, we might even get to meet him and speak to him. There's been TikTokers, YouTubers from all over the world coming here unofficially door-stopping this place, but we have full and official permission to tour this mosque and show you viewers at home exactly what's inside. This mosque in Blackburn is said to have cost around £5 million. Well, that's what's been reported publicly throughout the media and all over the internet through social media. Why? Because the funding linked to this mosque was provided by the billionaire Issa brothers, owners of one of the most popular supermarket brands in England, Asda. But we're not here today for headlines or rumours. That's because there's one person behind this mosque that nobody's ever heard speak about it. There's one person behind this mosque that had the vision, the skill set, and the creativity to design this beautiful building behind me in his office, starting with a simple sketch and a piece of paper. And that person is the architect. Now, viewers at home, tell me, what do you think? Should millions of pounds be spent on mosques, or should the money be spent elsewhere? Let me know in the comments section below.
Because Masjid-e-Vali has been talked about so much, especially around cost, traffic and planning, we also wanted to hear directly from the council.
On Britain's Best Mosques, we don't talk about politics or get involved with the religion. We just simply talk about the mosque, the beauty and the architecture. However, because this mosque isn't a residential area, and it's a very nice area, we're here with Councillor Kaysa Mahmood, who oversees the planning department, amongst other things in his role at the council. And he's going to talk to us about concerns that the local community may or may not have had. Councillor, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Now, for example, this is a nice area, a residential area, and people obviously are living here, and you can see people walking up and down the road. Did they have concerns with you, for example, let's say 1,000 cars turning up here every Friday on Jummah prayer?
Yeah, and you're quite right. I think, with any application of this magnitude, there's always concerns, and the residents form a big part of our consultation as part of the national planning framework. And rightly so, we had those concerns sent into the planning department about traffic, about noise, about various other aspects, and we had to work with the architect, with the project managers to overcome those challenges. So yes, we did have those aspects.
Yeah, so it's not like the Issa brothers came here had unlimited amounts of cash and did whatever they wanted. They followed rules, they followed a process.
Absolutely. With any application, we have rules, we have processes, and everybody, regardless of who the applicant is, have to satisfy those rules and requirements of the national planning policy framework, which has to be met.
So it's not like it's one rule for us and one rule for them.
Absolutely not.
Everyone follows the law.
Everybody follows the law and everybody has to abide by it. Now everybody has to satisfy it to the planning officer's satisfaction, and only then we can move forward.
And were there any objections to this building at all?
There was always objections. Obviously, like I said, a planning application of this magnitude in quite an affluent area, quite a mixed population, naturally, those applications and concerns are always there. Whether it's traffic, whether that's congregation, whether it's noise, whether it's just the size of the building, what's going to be happening here. So, there was many different objections and concerns raised by residents, and they had to be addressed.
And were they addressed?
Absolutely. I think, as part of the planning process, everything, especially where there's concerns, and there are certain elements that really have to be satisfactory to the council's requirements. So highways is one of those, where the traffic movement in and out of the site is really, really important for the safety of the users and the safety of the residents and anybody who else might be out there. So that was one of our biggest, concerns around the movement of traffic, the adequate requirements for parking. You can see around the mosque, there's mashallah nearly 190 plus parking spaces available.
Wow.
And that's required as part of the process for that. But equally, making sure that the movement of cars when they're in the compound, in the vicinity of the mosque, is safe and effective and to highway standards is also something that they have to satisfy, which they did.
So all of that was thought about, the cars coming in, the parking on Fridays and any other day, the traffic moving in and out. I think we've got one entrance and exit here and another one there. This was all part of the design?
That was all part of the design. Historically, this used to be a school.
Wow, okay.
So it was always used as an educational establishment. There was some smaller level of parking because it's straight in, straight out. But for this magnitude of application, we had to make sure that the applicant satisfied.
Brilliant. Councillor, thank you so much. You heard it from
Thank
the
you.
council themselves.
Thank
Everything was all official, everything was legit. It was a school before. The Issa brothers then knocked it down, applied for planning permission, had some objections and some challenges. They addressed it, and now we have this beautiful mosque.
So this was not a building that appeared overnight. There was a process, there were objections, and those concerns had to be answered. Now, with that context, we can step inside and look at the mosque itself.
Keep watching, because we're going to tour this mosque with the eyes of the architect that created it. This is Britain's best mosques. Now's the time we meet the main man behind this mosque, and that is the architect Al-Samarraie. Sir, Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good, thank you.
Do I call you Al-Samarraie?
Al-Samarraie is good.
Is that okay?
Samurai, Al-Samarraie, anything you want to call me.
Okay, now before we go inside this mosque, there's been a lot of talk about how much it costs. 5 million, 6 million. Can you actually give us a real figure?
No, not really. That's a matter for the client and God. It costs a lot of money. People are saying 5 million, whatever it is. It's a place of worship, it's a masjid, it's a new one. So it's whatever it is.
Well, look, guys, we tried. You didn't give me the answer, but there's been no expense spared here, right?
No expense spared. Is everything done is coordinated. Give credit to the Issa brothers. They trusted me with it really, and I thank them for that. There's been very little changes to do on any of the design. They wanted something unique, and if you turn around, in particular the entrance, it is unique. I don't think you'll find anything like it in the UK.
So we've seen the Islamic geometry, we see the chandeliers. What was your vision for this mosque?
Yeah, the vision really is this is unlike any other mosque. This is a pure mosque. There's no other facilities within it. Any of the other facilities are separate in a different building.
Okay.
We want a tranquil place. We want you to come here to feel you're in touch with God, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. It's elegant, it's simple but elegant. You look at the finishes, you look at the color scheme, it's all coordinated, it really is. Nothing spared, whatever, if it's not right, Zubayr, Issa will say, we'll change it. He was so pedantic about the finishes. It's pretty good, really. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased.
I wanted to ask you, what is it like dealing with the Issa brothers?
To be honest with you, it's fairly straightforward. That's how they've been. I met them many times during the design process, and he always consults Mashura with others. It's been a pleasure. It's been easy. We're still good. After all this time, I've been working with them almost 6 years now.
Yeah?
It's been good.
Okay,
good.
great. Please, show us
Yeah,
now.
please.
With the planning questions addressed and the architect now with us, the tour begins at the entrance.
When people walk inside this mosque,
Yeah.
they see the finished product.
That's right.
But you know every single detail.
Yeah,
What was your vision behind this design?
We really wanted something elegant but simple. You walk around this area here is the overflow. This is you come before you go to the main hall.
Okay.
Everything around you is done with detail. Well, whether it's the carpet, whether it's the ceiling, gypsum ceiling, it's all detailed. We also wanted a physical and spiritual link with the prayer hall. Hence, it's all glass wall. This glass is, it's fire rated, so we want to separate the two. Yet you're so connected. You can see, you can hear. So that's what we wanted to achieve.
We've seen a similar glass wall design in Anwar Al-Haramain Mosque in Manchester and in Sheffield Grand Mosque.
That's right.
Both of those are your mosques.
That's
Guys,
right.
I don't think you understand who this man is. He's designed over 80 mosques in the UK, and we've got him now on camera talking to you guys. He hides, he doesn't speak, but now we've got him speaking. Tell me, what do you like about this mosque? Or a feature that you think people walk past but you realize?
I actually like the whole mosque.
Okay.
The first bit that important before you get to the inside, really,
Yes.
you look outside. Does it look good? Is it grand enough? And the answer is yes.
Of course.
It makes you actually to come inside. When you come inside, you'll be even more surprised. You look at this, it's not too busy. It's subtle colors, but it's elegant, it's class. And that's really what you want to do. And again, Zubayr Issa is that he picked many of the colors. I had different options, this and that. And he picked, his choice of colors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this was his personal
outside,
touches?
yeah, I know the color outside, and he agreed. In there, we said we need to match it. But are certain things you'll see that is actually his own personal choice. I know I wanted grey windows. I wanted, grey reveals. But he complemented with the various things. But if you look at it, it's all coordinated, all look good, really.
So the viewers at home may not know this, but Zubayr Issa himself did pick out various colors that he wanted personally inside this mosque. Now, you're talking about class and elegance. When we approached the mosque, it's nestled in a beautiful area.
Yeah.
There's multi-million-pound houses surrounding it, lovely tree-lined streets. And this mosque almost hides in the landscape.
Yeah, it does.
Was that on purpose?
No, the land came up for sale, and they approached me when there was a school building here. And he said, what do you think? I said, yeah. I said, this is good. I said, there are challenges to the site. He said, what do you mean? I said, there's a difference between this corner and the southeast, about 10 meters. So it's actually, if you look at this end of the site, is 10 meters higher than that.
Why is that important?
Well, no, it's not important, it's a challenge. So
Right.
we have to make use of it. So we actually decided to locate the mosque at this location and split it, and a drop to go to the community center is a challenge. We don't have a choice where the people buy land. The critical damage for us is direction to Qibla.
When you say challenge, do you mean the direction to Qibla or construction or engineering?
No, in construction engineering is the easy bit. That's what we do for a living.
Okay.
That's easy. Is the direction to Qibla.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, and the frontage. If you look at, as you came in, Preston New Road is the main road, frontage. Ideally, you want to come back. You want to enter the mosque from the back and walk all the way to the prayer niche. In this case, that would be Billington Road, but that's not the prominent road. So hence the feature, the main entrance is actually all facing Preston New Road.
So this design was all thought out to make sure that it points towards the Qibla.
Of course, I mean, that's the starting point. It's not a question let's move 1 degree here. We actually pinpointed exactly, we calculate the direction to Qibla. We know the coordinate for this center point. We know the coordinate for Mecca. we can work out exactly the distance and the angle. So it's not rocket science, but surprisingly, you're surprised how many people get it wrong.
Really?
Honestly, you'll be surprised. I've done 2-3 mosques were inherited. We had to start from scratch because the previous designers has got it wrong, and we started. But this one's easy. All I can tell you honestly that the outside, there's been very little change from the Issa brothers. Very little, if any. The scheme, they stuck with it. The overall concept, they were quite happy with it.
There you go, guys. All roads lead to Mecca.
From the entrance, Al-Samarraie begins pointing out the smaller details most visitors would walk past.
Al-Samarraie, one of the cool features I noticed is this door.
Yeah.
It's almost hidden inside this wall.
It is. I mean, this is an important hall, the overflow hall, but we didn't want to stick any door. We didn't want to stick a plain wooden door, really. So it's actually, there's a recess in here.
Very nice.
And it's actually just a electric room and a plant room, and it's got the dryers, but actually we cladded it with the same porcelain tiles, so it blends in. If you look there, there's another door here. If you look from a distance, you can't tell. The only keypad that gives it away, really.
It's that attention to detail that really makes this mosque stand out. Unique features like the hidden doors, and there's 2 more unique features about this mosque. And one of them you're going to show us. And then the other one's outside, correct?
One of them outside and one of them internally.
Okay,
both important features. If we go into the prayer hall,
from one hidden detail to another, the mosque has features you may not notice straight away, but they completely change how the space feels.
Al-Samarraie, we're in the main hall of Masjid-e-Vali Mosque in Blackburn. What do you want people to feel as soon as they enter this beautiful space here?
really the primary, if you forget the architecture for a minute, the primary, you want to be in peace with God. You
Of course.
want to be tranquil and peace. And then you look at the surrounding. This is what I call subtle. It's exclusive. It's really classy. It's not too busy, but you don't want to be distracted from your prayers. Yet, if you look like you're in awe of your surrounding, but most importantly, you need to be in awe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the main thing, really.
And that's a really nice thing to say, that look, we want it to be classy, but we don't want it to distract from your prayer.
Yeah.
You should be one with Allah, connecting in a mosque,
Yeah.
because this is a place of prayer, ibadah, salah. However, we don't want to be distracted. That's a really crucial point you made there.
And just to labour the point, really, you can see around you that 99 name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It started from Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim and Malik Al-Quddus. It go all the way around till the end there. And that's also to emphasize the importance where we are, really.
Earlier on, we had the opportunity to speak to Zubayr Issa, and we asked him what his favourite part of this mosque was, and he said the same thing. He said the 99 names of Allah. He didn't want to come on camera, and we have to respect that decision. I also have to tell you that he was a really nice, polite, humble man, and he seems to be great friends with you.
Yes, yeah, it's I start with every client as a client relationship, but every mosque I've done, we end up being friends for a long term, inshallah. I see this, I'm blessed, I really am, for I have the skill, opportunity for people to entrust me with designing mosques for them. It can't get any better than that, it really can't.
And your clients then turn into friends?
They do, virtually everyone you speak to, whether it's Birmingham, Accrington, here, whatever it is, they don't see me as a professional. They see me as one of them, really, as a friend.
That's
in
nice.
many respects, a family friend.
From the feeling of that grand prayer hall, Al-Samarraie then points us towards the features above and ahead.
Now, I don't know if you can see, but you can't miss it, I don't think, because there's a huge chandelier right above here. Al-Samarraie, how big is this thing?
This is actually, it's about over 8 meter in drop. I think it's 9.5 and is about 7.5 meter in diameter.
It's huge.
It is huge, but that's essentially that's the last piece that we need to do with the dome. Again, it's important. The dome has an important aspect in Islam it echoes the preacher's voice, and no different than we are. As we speak, you can see the voice has been echoed really, or you can hear it rather, and it is an important feature.
And what's written around the dome?
I think is Ayatul Kursi, if I remember correctly,
Okay.
but there are certain scriptures from the Quran around the base, the drum of the dome.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Javier and Accrington. Viewers at home, you may not know, but soon, coming soon, hopefully with the help of Al-Samarraie, we'll be able to go to Accrington and show you this beautiful mosque in Accrington, which is absolutely huge. It was built before this mosque, and it is really special. We're going to continue with the tour now, and we're going to walk towards this beautiful, unique feature, which is the Mihrab. So we're surrounded by the 99 names. We've got LEDs all over the arches, and now we've got this fantastic Mihrab, which I believe, again, is molded out of one of your favorite materials, Korean.
It's the variety and the texture. You can feel to it. You can do all sorts of things with it, really. You can form it. You can do all sorts of things. It's versatile material. And obviously, not only that, you can see the arches that you can see, but you also see the floating stairs. These are, it looks as if just suspended in midair. They're actually supported internally, but they are. And in tradition, if you look at the Middle East, we have high mimbars in the Middle East. In Southeast Asia, they don't. They have 3-4 steps. But in the Middle East, we have high mimbar. In Turkey, in particular, the mimbars are quite high. So is in Iraq. So that's essentially is a Middle Eastern feature where the mimbar is a lot higher than Southeastern mosques.
And why is that? To show the grandeur or the importance?
No, I think and it's actually to preach to a further away audience.
Okay.
It's not to do with elevating or getting closer to God. It's to do with projecting your voice over a large crowd.
So it's a practical feature, not a design feature.
It is. You know, everything in mosque design and everything in Islam to do with mosque design, it has a practical feature.
Okay, well, you mentioned those floating steps. Let's check them out and let's test them.
The mihrab and minbar are not just decorative, they lead us to one of the boldest design details in the hall, the floating steps.
Right, let's check out these floating steps then. And there's actually LED lights underneath, which we'll try to show you in the film. I don't know, man, I'm scared of these steps. You've got confidence in your design.
Yeah, of course I do.
Of course you do. Right, so here we are at the top of the minbar.
Yeah, you can see the vantage point where you can reach not only to the main prayer hall, but to the upper prayer hall, the balcony. And that's the intention, really.
This is something else. It's really nice. It's really special. Great design. It really is. And you really get a different perspective up here. We told you we'll give you exclusive all-access tour of Masjid-e-Vali, and now we've proven it. We're up here in the minbar, looking down at this beautiful prayer hall and a nice backdrop of that chandelier. And then you're going to finish the design with some patterns, I believe, on the ceiling, which you mentioned earlier, Al-Samarraie. And it really is something else. Take a look for yourself, guys.
From the minbar, we move upstairs, where the mosque opens up to the ladies' prayer area and the ceiling design can be seen from a different angle.
So we're just outside the ladies' prayer area, and just before we go in there, we've taken a moment to sit down and really appreciate the design of this mosque. Al-Samarraie, what material is this? Korean?
This is actually Korean. This is a composite material. It's natural and adhesive, but it comes in many colors, but it's long-lasting, can be formed in any shape, and you can mold it, you can do, and it's good. It's a good quality. It's also fire resistant. So you'll see it a lot in window reveals or door reveals. If you look at the arch, actually is formed with that material, and that's bespoke to this particular opening.
So it's fire resistant, did you say?
It has fire properties as well. You know, everything we do, it must have. Same with the steps that we're sitting on.
This is Korean as well?
This is Korean. Again, you know, it's all to match really. If you look at this, you look at the color of the aluminium windows. Yeah. They all match. You look at the tiles. It's all coordinated.
A little further inside the upstairs area, the design shifts from materials to privacy, access, and how families can use this space.
So, small things in this mosque, attention to detail, blinds inside the doors.
Yeah, this is the separation lobby. We go in from a gents area where we are going into the ladies' hall. But between the two, there's a separation area which controlled by access and obviously the privacy screens that you can see.
So not anyone can just open the door?
No, it's controlled. It's controlled. And that's the link that link the two gents side to that. So that's essentially a separation area.
And we have a beautiful view of the fountain just from here as well.
Yeah, from here.
Very nice. And we've got your Korean window reviews.
You'll find it in every mosque I do. I like Korean.
Beautiful.
It comes in colours and comes in that, and you can form it.
Why do you like it? Because you can form it?
Yeah, because it's flexible material, flexible, not in flimsy, flexible, and you can do a lot of things with it.
Right, okay.
And that's why.
So now this is the ladies' prayer area.
Yeah, this is the ladies' prayer area. At the moment, it's been used as an exhibition feature for the open day, and essentially it links to the main prayer hall.
Right, okay. And you've got this large wall in front of this. Was this part of your original design?
It is part, but it wasn't solid. It's slightly modified. It was. It had a grill and screen in it, similar to other mosques you've seen, like Sheffield. But it got modified for various reasons. But essentially, and that room at the back here, this is actually for the kids. Oh. For the lady come with kids, they can go there. You can like see some toys and.
Yeah. Oh, it's very nice.
So that's the kid area. So when the ladies come, essentially, they leave the kids here.
Right, okay. That's nice. So instead of them running around,
that's right,
being crazy in the mosque, distracting people, they're in here.
They're in here.
Makes sense.
Some little tables and chairs and some books. And
the ABC of Allah Loves Me. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe because we love you.
While we are upstairs, Al-Samarraie points out how even the ceiling, lights and air conditioning were designed not to disturb the pattern of the mosque.
Al-Samarraie, please tell us about this beautiful ceiling above me. Was that part of your design?
Yeah, this is a gypsum or plaster of Paris. Most mosques you go to, they have a plain ceiling, either plastered, similar to that plain plaster. But we tend to actually do a mold. We design a mold and we give them a particular size so they can handle it. Right. 1800 by 600 or 6 foot by 3, so it's easily. But you don't actually see the joints.
Okay.
So it's important. And that ceiling, the pattern is bigger than the pattern you see downstairs because that's higher. So when you need to look, you need to see it better. You also notice that within it we have the lights.
Yeah.
And we have the air conditioning.
They're tiny.
They're tiny. Zubayr didn't want the big channels of air conditioning, so we had to go for an improved system. And you can see the little outlets here, and these are regular, including the ones over there.
Do they still do the job?
Yeah, same. But it just you need a bigger capacity to compensate for the small orifice they have.
And a more expensive system?
Not necessarily more expensive, it's just more fittings.
Okay.
So the unit, the AC condenser unit might be a bit, instead of, let's say, 8 kilowatts for a particular area, you might go to 9 kilowatts or 10 kilowatts. But overall, you achieve the same thing.
And why did he want such small AC units?
Because it actually matches the AC condenser unit, you don't see them, they're concealed.
Right.
But the outlet, so that matches all these, so you don't spoil the pattern. If we put bigger outlets, that it may be a lot bigger and you start cutting into the pattern, which he didn't want.
Of course.
Neither did I really. So we want to make sure that it all fits.
So Zubayr Issa really had attention to detail to mind, just like you.
Which is good. Is good.
Yeah.
You know, that's a dream come true when we said, try and do this, try and minimize this. And we still got features yet to add over there.
So what features are you going to add
We're still going to have some pattern. Actually, it's already been designed, but we haven't fixed it yet. So that's already, the detail there has been designed.
And what, will there be some Arabic transcript?
No, just a pattern.
Right.
A pattern.
Okay.
Yeah, a pattern.
Okay.
And like the calligraphy you can see here, which is, throughout the mosque.
Yeah.
This is acrylic. Self-adhesive, and it's digital. So in other words, we do a CAD drawing and then we give them a digital format. They put it in the CNC machine and the CNC machine cuts it for them. They don't need to understand what it means.
Yeah.
But, any good sign writer will do it.
Okay, nice. So Zubayr Issa didn't just sign a check and hand it all over to Al-Samarraie. He was really involved in this whole building and he made subtle changes And he really wanted to keep the design in line with Al-Samarrai's vision and his own vision. It looked like you two really worked and aligned.
There's a lot of things he added,
Yeah.
which is complemented what I did. I did the overall, and I still do the details. We detail everything from the little inscription you see. There isn't anything that we didn't do for them. He didn't have to go to get somebody else to do interior, to do M&E, to do that. We did all for him, actually. From the time we did the topographical survey to virtually handover, we did everything, be it mechanical, electrical, interior design, civil engineering, structure, the whole lot we did.
And it's nice to have a client actually complimenting the
Yes,
architect's
yeah,
work.
of course, yeah. It's just a dream come true because his eyes for detail or color is really second to none.
Well, there you go, guys. If you didn't know who Zubayr Issa was, he's not just the owner of Asda. No, he's also a keen interior designer. And he worked well with Big Al here. Lovely.
Back downstairs in the main hall, even the Quran storage has been designed to save space and keep the prayer area really clean.
Now, this mosque is special in pretty much everything you've shown me. I've seen it, it's different class. And one other unique feature I personally really like is these inbuilt bookcases that you simply just slide and you see the Holy Quran there. What was your vision behind this design?
I mean, in every mosque, the Quran tend to be on a bookshelf and always at the front, which is the normal. And I think because we have a larger wall and void to have the services in, so we decided to reset them in within that. And that's the reason why, rather than have them stuck out, which means if they're here, it means the soft for the prayer has to go back further. So that's actually not losing. So that's a smart way of doing it, built in.
A very smart way. There was so much thought gone into the design of this building because of this man, Al-Samarraie. Now, just to the left of me, we've got another building, and this is a school?
This is actually the school cum community center. This is for supplementary education, but also it has the ghusl area for the janaza, for the deceased, which is at the bottom there.
Have they started those services?
That's already started. In fact, that building completed a few months earlier than this.
Okay.
But this is well run, well attended, and it's open to anybody. You can come in. There's a eating area, there's a kitchen, some classrooms, some media room. So it's well attended. It's really good.
And have you designed that building as well?
Yeah, I did them both at the same time.
Yeah.
The plan permission, the building regulation approval, all at the same time.
Yeah.
But I didn't want that building to over-dominate this building, both in height, in features. So there are slightly subtle difference. Well, there's a big difference, but it's not as fancy as this.
Right.
In terms of fixture and fitting.
That was on purpose?
On purpose. It
Yeah.
has to be. This is the dominant place.
Yeah.
And that's supplementary to it.
Very nice. Let's walk on some of this soft carpet, which is from Turkey, I believe.
I think it's Turkey.
Yeah.
Al-Samarraie mentioned the school and community centre next door, so we stepped outside to the back of the mosque to see how this site serves a community beyond the prayer hall.
You can't see it, but you might be able to hear it. And it's a unique feature that belongs only to this mosque. And there's not one in any other mosque in the country. So keep watching, because we're going to find out and show you exactly what it is.
So Masjid-e-Vali is not just a prayer hall, it is also a school, a community space, and a place that supports families at some of their most difficult moments.
So we're in the courtyard here, and one of the most beautiful features of this mosque, and I assume one of your favorite features of this mosque.
It is. This is actually a unique feature. This comes from my upbringing in the Middle East. Most mosques in the Middle East, when the weather permits, you normally have a courtyard. No different than Spain, where Zubayr, you see the fountain and that. And that's one of my really favorite features of the mosque. It's an outside courtyard. It's water running. You listen to the water. On a good day like this, you come in, you feel blessed really. You walk in, it's nice. It just really is.
From the sound of water outside, we head back inside to another sound connected directly to prayer, the Adhaan, the call to prayer.
What you're seeing here is a microphone and an exclusive feature of this mosque, and that is an Adhaan chamber. So, Adhans historically are supposed to be outside of the mosque. Al-Samarraie has designed this beautiful little chamber where you can say the call to prayer. Big Al, what was your vision behind this chamber? Because we haven't seen it in any mosque.
It's actually, I did it in Accrington. Normally in Islamic tradition, you have the call to prayer outside the prayer hall. Hence, that feature here, and same in Accrington, is quite common. Not every mosque has it, but it's actually, if you follow Islamic design or scriptures, that's the way to do it. Sunnah, really, for a better word.
Another cool, unique feature of this beautiful mosque in Blackburn.
And before prayer begins, every worshipper passes through another space Al-Samarraie says is often overlooked, the Wudu area.
One of the most beautiful aspects of this mosque is also something that's really overlooked in other mosques, which is the Wudu area, the ablution area.
Yeah.
This is where you go to wash, perform ablution before you pray. Now, Al-Samarraie, these tiles are huge.
Yeah.
And this is one piece.
Yeah, essentially that's actually one piece, full height. You want as less joint as possible in a wet room, because you don't want any mold growth, anything
I
to do
see.
with maintenance. So the larger they are, the better.
I see.
But ablution tend to be overlooked by many people.
Yeah.
I actually spend a lot of time thinking about it. If you look around you, it's fresh, it doesn't smell, window open, there's all continuous ventilation, and the ventilation through louvers, which is you can't even see because they're above the windows.
Even on the corner here, you've got mitered finishes on these tiles.
It's it's the finer detail. Another mosque would have put a trim.
That's right.
Which is fine. Still look good. But this is the extra mile. And again, you'll see that's Korean, and you can lift that shelf and you can access all the M&E gadgets behind it.
So for plumbing?
For plumbing, electric plumbing is all there. And we tend to design a pattern for them. Everybody like that pattern is Islamic, it's symmetrical, and that's all to do with Islamic architecture.
Talk to me about these taps, Al-Samarraie.
This tap, actually, these are the choice of Zubayr. Chose them. I had them slightly silver color to match the rest of, and I think he went for that. They still look good. They still look good. Even the dispensers to match. We normally have one dispenser, so dispenser between the two.
And am I right in thinking these are designer taps?
They are designer tap.
They are, aren't they?
They are.
Designer taps in a mosque.
Yeah.
And these are Gessi?
They are, yeah.
How do I pronounce it?
Gessi, I think.
Gessi.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think of one of these taps will cost?
I think it's certainly over £1,200 a piece. But I don't think, I tell people, don't think of the price, think of the longevity of it, think if it does it look good, is it going to serve its purpose? And if it does, then yes. You can get something a lot cheaper, but you may have to replace it. But it's
so you pay the price for longevity.
Course. Yeah,
right?
I mean, if you have a quality mosque, the last thing you want to do is poor fitting.
That's right. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Now, you've got separate tiles here, so people do their ablution, wudu, and then dry themselves.
Dry their hand, and they put it in there. When after that get filled, they use towels. They take it to the drying room, the washer and dryer, which they have there.
And did you think of all of this?
That actually, we normally have a central piece. We normally have dispensing paper towel, but Zubayr decided to have that. In fact, you can see the insignia of the mosque on the tie there. Now, this has advantages, disadvantages. If the mosque is well maintained, this is very good.
Okay.
If the mosque is not maintained, these tend to end up being smelly. But this is well-maintained mosque. You see the chap before we came in, he took all the dirty towels to wash. So as long as you do it, this is a very good idea. This is environmentally friendly, it's good. Paper towel, just as good, but if you don't spend enough time maintaining it, the paper towel is easier. Dry yourself, dispense off. But that's a better version. That's more sustainable, really.
Because in most mosques we've seen the Dyson kind of air hand dryers.
That's right. Yeah.
But here they've got towels and they're branded Masjid-e-Vali, and every single day they're washed in-house and prepared fresh and clean.
And dried and brought in. This is to do with maintenance. Mosques are pretty good at raising fund at building mosque. They're not particularly good at maintaining it afterwards, with the exception of few mosques. One of them is this.
So Masjid-e-Vali also concentrates on the maintenance of this mosque and make sure it stays to the high standards that you designed.
From the Wudu area, we move back towards the main prayer halls, starting with the heart of the mosque downstairs.
The details in this mosque are finite, from the stone cage wall draping around the car park to this building here that you may have noticed in the backdrop. That is a community hall and a school, and it caters for various events for the community, but it also has a much greater service. Nestled in the landscapes is the ghusl area for when you wash dead bodies. That service is active and it's being provided to the community. It's a really important service and one that every mosque that we visited on Britain's Best Mosque caters to. Washing the deceased, preparing them for burial, and having a safe, calm, tranquil space for the families to say their final goodbyes here at Masjid-e-Vali in Blackburn.
So Masjid-e-Vali is not just a prayer hall, it is also a school, a community space, and a place that supports families at some of their most difficult moments.
Now there's lots of people here today because there's an open day at this mosque, but there's one person that the architect has been speaking to, and that one person is Zubayr Issa. And today, we might even get to meet him and speak to him. So keep watching. So we managed to speak to Zubayr Issa himself, and I have to say, mashallah, he was a humble man. He prayed in that corner over there, wearing a simple white thobe. I thanked him for building this beautiful mosque, and he said, it's not my mosque, it's for the people and Allah. A humble man, a successful man, and someone who's made a beautiful mosque. But we did manage to ask him one question, and that was, what was his favorite part of this mosque? And he said, the 99 names of Allah all around the mosque.
That answer brings the whole episode back to purpose. A mosque, not only about what it costs, but who it serves.
Here at Britain's Best Mosque, yes, we do showcase some of the biggest and best mosques in the country. And yes, there is an expense to them. However, there's also a purpose towards that. There's a spiritual element. It's serving their creator and it's serving the community. However, there's also a purpose to us being here. We want you to support our partner, Charity Right.
We don't need to spoon feed you how wrong child hunger is. You already know. You've seen what happens when a child doesn't eat. And some of you are already carrying it, quietly, making sure a child never goes hungry. Because when your giving stops, some children will sleep without food, not next week, but tonight. Here's how we make it right. One school meal at a time, every day. Charity Right, because child hunger is wrong.
We are the change, the tide, the flame.
And as the day begins to fade, Masjid-e-Vali reveals one final side of its design.
This mosque has two beautiful minarets, and you can see one just through the lens behind me. At night, they light up, and it's something special to see. We filmed them at night, so keep watching. But what I really want to know is, who changed the light bulbs in these minarets? And can we get up there? Maybe we can.
After seeing Masjid-e-Vali at night, it's time for a final reflection on what this mosque really represents.
This mosque is already turning heads, and I'm actually sad to leave it. But we showed you the architect, and we brought you a glimpse of some of the attention to detail, the thought, and the vision that that man had to build this beautiful building. However, we also got a glimpse of the man who everyone's been talking about, Zubayr Issa, a humble man who built this mosque simply for the love of his father and the Lord.
As night falls, the scale and beauty of Masjid-e-Vali can be seen in a completely different way. After seeing this mosque through the eyes of the architect, it's clear why Masjid-e-Vali in Blackburn deserves its place on Britain's best mosques. But the journey doesn't end here. In the next episode, we visit another remarkable mosque with its own story. So make sure you subscribe because you do not want to miss where Britain's best mosque goes next.